David, I have to start with you because when you and Joel sat down, you basically said I can write better than Shakespeare. So like talk about having the sort of intestinal fortitude to do that one.
Joel and I wanted to tell a story of Henry V because of his great love for the plays, you know, having performed them on stage when he was a young man. Now he's an old man. But, you know, kind of working out very quickly that we wanted to make them our own, you know, both in terms of form, but also in terms of, you know, what the movie's about. Wanting, unlike the, you know, really unlike the Shakespeare plays, we want to tell a story of a young king kind of being thrown into a job with great intent, but kind of coming to realize that the job is so much bigger than he is. And so we knew very early on that it wasn't that we thought we could write it better, it's we knew that we wanted to do it differently.
No, I know. I was just making, he was literally like, he's
yeah,
like,
come on, some slack.
No, and it's great because you guys reinvented things. Like the Henry V speech is so iconic and so many people think about it. I think you guys definitely took that Agincourt speech and really did it up, and then you got to scream it for like 10 minutes. So I think that's like every young actor's dream, right? Is to do Henry V.
No, I was saying that to David before of, you know, this is down to the title of the movie. This is like the, you know, bordering on absurd, you know, dream you have when you're a young guy, you know, or young anyone trying to pursue a career in acting is to do this kind of role.
What was that like that day? Like, did you do it like with that throat? Because that seems like a long day of yelling. Like, I don't think I would have been able to survive.
We did like 12 or 15 takes or something, and you know, the idea of that is first and foremost that there's a lot of, you get to reach the guy in the back of the troops, and it was exhilarating. Yeah, I mean, I had the words down, but I hadn't been like shouting in my hotel room or anything trying to get it right. So there's nothing that could prepare you, nor do you want to jump the gun on what it's going to feel like to be in front of hundreds of guys.
It wasn't even until the day, actually, that I was suddenly grateful for the fact that I had, like, you know, not just an incredibly talented young actor, but an incredibly trained young actor, because it wasn't until the day that I just, you know, take one, hit it, and go, oh man, I need to be careful here that he's not gonna. I wouldn't. If I was doing that, I'd be dead. I'd be dead halfway through the first take.
Yeah, you can thank the LaGuardia School of Arts for that one. But back to your casting on this one, you made it a pretty Aussie affair. Like, you got Ben, you got Joel. Actually, I talked to Luke Davies, who wrote Beautiful Boy, before this came out, and he talked about how you guys have like a little Aussie compound.
And Adam Arkapaw, who shot it, is Australian too.
Yeah, where y'all like come together, like you and Joel like chat about like stuff. So tell me about the Aussie compound, and did you recreate it for the King?
Yeah, we had. I mean, not necessarily by design, but a bunch of people that I really love. But, you know, I had, you know, one of my long-standing producers, Liz Watts, was on it, and Adam Arkapaw, our production designer, Fiona Crombie. You know, we did most of the post in Australia as well. There's something that's just nice about forming bonds with people, and, you know, working with people again is always fun. You know, I got to do it with Rob Pattinson as well. He's not Australian, but but it's that recurring relationship stuff always feels there's a warmth in it, you know, development of relationships.
Yeah, we got to talk about Rob. For you, Timmy, I wonder what was harder, the stunts, the horseback riding, or not breaking when Rob was doing what Rob was doing?
No, I mean, that's a great, you know, the first two were very challenging. I mean, that to be a New Yorker and then to want to be convincingly authoritative on a horse, but also wielding swords was definitely a big challenge. But no, there was no design to breaking in that scene with Rob, because without spoiling it for anyone, it's so deeply insulting, everything he's saying. So if you're doing your job as an actor, you know, that was a fun scene for me to play out again. I don't want to spoil anything, but I did a movie called Hostiles with Christian Bale, and maybe do I want to say all this? I don't know, but like
there's some similar beats in it.
I don't know. Yeah, that was the scene where, because I closely watched how he worked when I worked with him on that movie, and that scene is the one that I can kind of point to that he'd do better than I would, that he would have kicked ass, and like and it has everything to do with an interior life and not to do with you know, like my mind was far from how insane what Rob was doing was.
It must have been fun because basically Rob's job was just to be a jerk, like a super 15th century French jerk. I mean, that's got to be a fun thing for
Did you take offense as a Frenchman, like by blood, and be like,
No, because he could have taken offense as an Englishman. So
hey, that's true.
So,
Did you do that on purpose just to mess with them? Like cast the French kid as the English? No, I'm just kidding. No.
just picking names I don't have.
Yeah, no, I'm kidding.
Different flags.
I gotta ask this because we work for Rotten Tomatoes, and everybody in the comment section would lose it if I didn't ask a little bit about Dune. And Denny, can you say anything
Oh
about
yes,
it?
no, no, I'm kidding. No, but I can't wait to see it, and that was the craziest shoot of my life. After this was crazy in a totally different way, in a medieval way, and that was crazy in a wow, look at all these things they built way.
Right on. Well, they're wrapping me, but I have one quick thing. So you guys are fresh. I think it's like 77 when I checked this morning, so good job. But there's this book that we wrote at Rotten Tomatoes called Rotten Movies We Love, where we actually got people like Leonard Maltin and all these really famous critics to write about rotten movies.
Oh,
and
dangerous question comment.
The critics got it wrong. What's a movie you love that you would want to write about?
77's where you want to be, right?
Yeah.
Because if you're at 100, that means that you've just made something that I guess everyone finds inoffensive. You want to be in that kind of in the 70s.
Really, the art, you got to have like a little bit of dip. But do you have a rotten movie that you love, like Step Brothers or like?
Was Step Brothers rotten?
Yes. Can you believe it?
Or
like a movie.
Is Dodgeball rotten?
Yeah.
Are any of mine rotten?
I
Because then they were deeply misunderstood.